Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm Micah Frankel. Uh, Support us. Check out the shirts over at ziashirts.com. Link in the bio. We're going to do that. Get your energy up with our friends at Dubby. It's 10% off with the checkout code Cage Minds because you got to be energized for Marquis Smith joining us. It has been so long. It's been 2 years since we've seen him in action. Going to be back this Friday night. We're talking about Fury Fighting Championships. You're going to be on the prelim portion, free for everyone. UFC Fight Pass Facebook or the Fury Fighting Championship Facebook page, where you're going to be taking on the unbeaten upcoming prospect, Dominque Herrera, 2-0. But you are back, sir, and it's good to talk to you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm in a really good place. I always love being on the show. It has been a while, but we're back now.
Back now. 2 years ago, you were back on top, back on a high, a third round TKO. Let's go all the way back to 2 years where Marquise felt as an athlete, a martial artist, because that was a very good performance from you.
I appreciate that. 2 years ago, I would say that I was probably scratching the surface. And with that being said, not a lot of people know before that fight, I probably only trained for maybe like 2 weeks. The diet wasn't there. I think I was like one after my boxing fight that July. I think I stayed around 165. That fight week, I got to like 160, and then once I got into San Antonio, I cut from 160 to 145, and it was so crazy. It was such a crazy weight cut, but that fight went so smooth. I hadn't trained with my coaches, Pete Spratt and Ray Ray, and I think before then it was like a few years since I seen them. So to have them in my corner, it was just like we didn't miss a beat. We were backstage, we were going through things, we were talking about things, we were using our lingo, and everything just flowed perfectly. And second round, going in a third round, my coach was like, "Hey, take a half step back when you throw your shots, and the shots that you're trying to land are going to be there." And I sat there and I listened to him, and the uppercut that I was trying to land, that whole second round landed the way it should have, put him down, put him out, and it was a blessing. And I was just like, all right, cool. And then after that, life just took over. Life started getting me. Life started beating me up a little bit. So, I kind of just fell off to the wayside for the last couple years, and then I had to make a change. I had to get out of my environment. I had to get out of the life that I was living and come back to Texas, come back to San Antonio with P Spratt, Ray Ray, my team down here, and get locked in and focused, man. And that's all I've been since I've been back.
You can't do that. You can't say that to me. Living the wrong way, getting into stuff. There was trouble. You can't just leave it there. You gotta let us know, like we're here to tell the story. We're here to get the
Oh
whole
yeah,
view. So
for
like,
sure.
what's going on? I see you in Albuquerque. You're working out at Ray Borg Gym, and I look up one day and you're back in San Antonio, Texas. So let's fill in some gaps. Why did you need to move? What was going on here in Albuquerque that needed to change?
The goal, I moved back to Albuquerque from San Antonio in 2020, and it was to be with my daughter. It was to, get back that time that I was already away for so long chasing this dream. So I went back to spend some time with her. COVID happened. After COVID, I lost my best friend. From there, uh, I just like I kind of just and then I gained a lot of weight. Like, the whole mental health stuff with everything I had going on. Like, I was just living a reckless life, the party lifestyle, thinking that was gonna solve all my problems. And I got all the way up to like 200 pounds. And I fight at 135. I've even fought at 125 before. So I got all the way up to like 200 pounds. Um, then finally I was like, oh, I'm over this. So then that's when I took a boxing fight at 154. So I was like, now I have a reason to cut some weight. So I fought Derek Perez, who's a bare knuckle dog now, and I love to see it. After that, a month later, I fought Justin Governale for Fury. And like I said, I only trained for 2 weeks. I was bouncing around, getting training in where I could, and it was a blessing. And then, I kind of just fell off to the wayside because of injuries. And then, Ray Borg, he's like a big bro to me, and he would always check on me and be like, "Yo, man, like, what you doing? Like, you gonna get back in here?" Or he would almost like make me feel guilty within myself, like, because he'd be like, "Hey, man, I need some sparring for so and so. They got a fight coming up, so here goes Chunky Marquis coming in. Like, all right, yeah, I'll go pull up." And then I would spar, I would do good, and he'd be like, "What are you doing, man? Like, what's up? Like, you want to get back in here training?" Like, yeah. So I started. He got me back into the flow of training, and then he started this killer team. Like the team now. I'm sure I'm sure you've seen all the guys that are on the team, and they're fucking killers. We got high level wrestlers over there, and a lot of up and coming young guys over there. But during that time off, I faced injuries. Um, I've got arrested, and I got arrested during. I was preparing for a fight in Albuquerque at the time, and got arrested like a few weeks before I was supposed to fight. Then after getting arrested, got back into training, and then got a really bad concussion, and then didn't have that fight. And then from there, I was just like, man, am I done? I was like, is this it for me? Like, I worked so hard. And then so I took some time off after that head injury, after I had to pull out of that, like, I think it was the third fight I had to pull out of, um, which was the Albuquerque fight, and it was for Fight World. And I was just like, yeah, I was like, I'm gonna take some time away. If I'm gonna do this, I need to do it right. And the goal is to always to get back to Texas, but I was dealing with the legal troubles. I was trying to find the right time to move back, but I realized there was never no right time. I just had to get up and do it.
Legal troubles, everything cleared up now, or are you still in the process?
Oh, everything's good, man. Everything's good. I was able to luckily everything was dropped, which was a big blessing. And once that happened, I said, okay, I'm like, the man above is sparing me once again. So I'm gonna try to live my full purpose. And I literally threw it, like, I think it was March 24th actually, or March 23rd that evening. I literally threw what I needed in some trash bags, threw it in my car, and I left Albuquerque. And I didn't tell anybody by. The only person that knew I was leaving was my daughter. Like, I didn't go stop by a mom's house because I didn't want her to cry and make me feel bad or make me feel guilty. I didn't want to see friends and them, oh well, wait a couple weeks or have a go away party. I didn't need all that. I just knew that I needed to go. So within March 23rd, I drove 10 hours. I told myself I'm 10 hours away from changing my life. I came down here. March 24th, Fury was actually having some fights here in San Antonio. So I got in and got dressed and literally went straight to the fights because I had teammates fighting. And when I saw my coaches, I literally said, "Hey, I'm ready to work. I'm here to work. This is a business trip and I'm here for good. I'm not moving anymore. Let's get it." And then within the first few training sessions, they saw where I was at and they were like, "Yeah, we need to get you going." So that's where we're at now.
So how long have you been back in San Antonio?
It's been about like 12, 14 weeks.
12, 14 weeks. How you feeling? How's the move? How's the adjustment?
Oh man, the everything has been smooth. The only thing that I'll always complain about when I'm here is the humidity and the heat, man. It drives me crazy, but it's been great. Camp went amazing. Like, camp was so solid. I have some very high level people in this camp, on the team, a lot of up and comers, a lot of prospects, a lot of people that should be in the UFC within like the next year or less. And a couple guys, and then we got CJ who's already in the UFC. So all these high level um, teammates, we got high level black belts, and then we got these mastermind coaches. So it's just honestly a blessing. It's been a blessing to be back, and my first few weeks here, of course, I had to get down on my Tex-Mex food, but then once I got that out the way, then I was like, all right, I got a fight offer, and then we just got straight to business, straight to diet. my first time doing straight being on a real strength and conditioning program. Yeah. Ten, like 13 years later and I'm finally lifting weights. It's a wow.
You wrestled for like how long, and then you've had this fight career, and how is this possible that you've never had strength and conditioning? I know the people that you've been around. Everybody's just like grappling and sparring with you, and they're like, "Damn, you feel strong." So you're like, "Okay, I'm doing enough."
And what's weird was like I was always so against lifting weights. Allen Iverson has this quote, and I used to tell people this all the time, and they used to laugh. And he said that I don't like lifting weights because they're heavy. And so I would always say that quote. And I would, I would do push-ups, I would do body squats, I would do elastic bands, pull-ups, things like that. And I thought I was doing so much. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on the grind for real, for real. Like, but no, it wasn't until now, like where there's phases. Like, okay, this month we're doing just strength, this month agility, this month circuits, this month stability, and the way that my body feels and looks is probably the best in my whole career. And like even now during fight week, I'm full of energy. My body is feeling good. There's no dings and dents. It helped me be injury free this fight camp. So it's been so dope. And yeah, I was strong before from what people have said. So I'm looking forward to what it's like on fight night.
You were like a super welterweight in the boxing ring, and now you're back to being a bantamweight.
Yeah. Yeah, when I boxed at 54, when I boxed at 54, I cut from like 198, and then I stayed around like 165, 160, then I would float to 170, and then yeah, like I started this camp at a pretty decent weight. We'll disclose that information at a later date once I step on them scales, you know what I mean? But this this camp was a good one. And because I have a great nutritionist down here, Julie Bautista, man, she got me on the most amazing plan to where within like the first 2 weeks, I dropped a like tremendous amount of weight. And I was like, girl, like I'm eating good, I'm eating often, which I love to do, and I'm losing weight. I was like, let's go. So I think that's a big reason why I'm feeling as amazing as I am on fight week this time.
San Antonio, Texas. It's fight night Friday night. Marquis
Yeah.
Smith is taking on Dominque Herrera. And I need to know, in your assessment, he's only 2-0, but why is he 2-0 so far?
He's 2-0 because he's gritty. I see, and I'm gonna feel a little old saying this. I've been in the game for a while. I'm gonna feel a little old saying this, but I see a lot of my younger self in him. And what I mean by that is, he comes from that small town, and he comes from that like real gritty, low key gym, and he's gritty, and he's gonna be a dog, and I like that because that's how I was when I was. I think he's like 21, 20. I think like 20, 21. Like that's how I was when I was 20, 21. Like the way that he's doing that, and the kid's gonna have a bright future. Like he's gonna have a really bright future, and I'm wishing that for him. But it's gonna be after I defeat him. Like I'm not. I put in too much blood, sweat, and tears into this game, and I came too far to be a stepping stone for a up and comer. I'm still up and coming. I'm still a prospect. I'm 28 years old and I haven't even hit my prime yet. Like no one has seen the best me yet. Like the only people that have seen the like glimpses of that have been people that I've been in the training room with, my coaches, and they see what I'm fully capable of. So, I know that he's gonna be a dog. He's gonna be tough. He's decent in every area, and like going to be a well-rounded dude when it all comes together. And I look forward to that. I like them dog fights. And the undefeated record, that means nothing to me. You know that I've been trying to fight the best since the amateur days. So that's all I asked for. I could have asked for an easy tune-up fight, like, oh, I've been off for 2 years. Give me a tune-up. give me a little trash can, but nah, like I want the shit that looks good to the UFC. I want because that's where my plan is to be within like the first quarter of 2025 is to at least be getting looked at for the contender series or on the verge of getting signed. So that's my plan. That's my team's plan, and that's what we're shooting for.
The narrative, what they're going to tell us on Fight Pass, what commentary is going to say when you're both walking out is this kid's 2-0. He's taking on a 9 fight veteran, and we're testing his potential, his upper bound limits here. And you are looked at as that veteran, not gatekeeper, but measuring stick against him. Uh, does it feel weird being in that position? Do you thrive with that inclination? They're going to talk about it. It's going to happen.
Oh no, not at all. It doesn't bother me none because the commentary, anyone in the stands, they don't they don't see the work that I put in. They don't see where I'm at physically. And a lot of people don't know what I'm fully capable of. I've only fought here in San Antonio one time. And so to fight for this crowd again, and to me it's like a hometown fight this time. So yeah, no, the commentary could say all that. They could feel that way, but I'm gonna continue. And there we have a previous interview when I was probably like 18, 19 years old. And I said they're gonna have to put respect on my name. So I'm just back in that position where they're just gonna have to keep putting respect on my name. I'm the underdog. I'm like the underground killer. Like I'm the gem that the world doesn't know about yet. And I'm perfectly fine with that because I'm gonna continue to keep showing up, keep giving entertaining fights, keep finishing people. And what are they gonna say? What are they gonna say? Once I make weight, what are they gonna say? Once I beat this guy, guess what? They're gonna give me another one. They're gonna keep knocking them down. I'm gonna keep knocking them down, and then at some point they're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna have to really push this kid because this kid's doing something. I'm not the loudmouth. I'm not the guy on social media, the glitz, the glam, and the I'm the next up and coming star. No, I know within, and I know I'm already a star. I know I'm already gonna be that money making dude a year from now in the UFC. I know that. I don't need to talk about it when all my wins have came by finishes. I have solid finishes in my amateur days. That's what sells. That's what the people want to see. People watch Alex Pereira. Why? Let's see if he's gonna land his left hook and Chama. You know what I mean? Like so, it's like that's what people want to see. People don't want to see the whole wrestling and lay on top of you and all that shit. No, I'm here to give entertaining fights. I'm gonna kill or be killed and go out on my sword or go out on my sword. So that's what sells. I want to. I've been giving fight of the night performances my whole career, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not a stepping stone. I'm a future star, and that's what people are going to see every time I step in there.
Do you feel like Dominic is going to be a willing dance partner in that kind of fight of the night experience, or is this a guy you think that's not going to want to get into the fire?
We'll see. You know, time will tell because everybody's a striker and everybody's a banger until they get hit. Once they get touched with 4 ounce gloves, a lot of people turn into wrestlers. So we'll see. I'm hoping so. But at the end of the day, everyone has a game plan. Sometimes some people do just enough to win. And then sometimes people leave it all out there willing to die in there. So I know what we're going to do. I know where we going to be. And I know the result that we are going to get. So however that comes, that comes. And I'm just hoping I know he's going to bring heart. He didn't work this hard just to come in and lay down. So, and he's a up and coming kid. So I know that he's gonna be tough and he's gonna give it all he has. So I think he's gonna be a willing dance partner. So I'm looking forward to that.
Already a winner to me. Everything you've overcome, everything you've done, already succeeding out there in San Antonio, Marquis. So proud of you.
I appreciate that, Micah.
Guys, Friday night is going to be great. UFC Fight Pass for the main card. Watch the prelims with Marquis on it. UFC Fight Pass Facebook page and the Fury Fighting Championship Facebook page for those free 99 prelims. Y'all don't have to pay anything. We know you have a Facebook, so just go on over there to watch. Last but not least, you said to put some respect on the name. Well, we know they're going to eventually, but before they do that, everyone else should say that they were there before and they should buy one of those t-shirts you're wearing.
Hey, hey, let them know. I'll get some more made. You know, like I told you before we started this, I was false advertising because I was false advertising for a while because this picture of me has abs and I didn't have abs for a very long time. But right now, I'm rocked up. But you know, I'm super in shape right now. So now I can sell these shirts and it's actually me. So you know, I just want to say thank you for having me. I want to say thank you to my family, my friends. As always, Kira, Daddy loves you. I can't wait to see you in a couple days and for you to be there for fight night. Um, it's forever long live my brothers Darren Rivas and Craig Dixon. And shout out to all my sponsors that have rocked with me during these last 2 years where I was overcoming and falling off, overcoming, falling off. So shout out to all of them. Shout out to my new sponsors. It takes a village and my village has got me here to this point, and I'm so freaking excited to get this win not only for myself but for all of them.
CageMinds.com, Cage Minds Combat Sports News on Facebook, and at CageMinds_CSN across the rest of your social media. Keep up with what we're doing. Again, sir, thank you for the time.
Hey, thank you, sir.
New Mexico has a rich boxing history. Tapia versus Romero, Tapia versus Archuleta, Holm versus Cisneros, Torres versus Cabral. August 10th, the world will be watching. Hammer versus Diamond. Someone's O has to go. Abraham Perez, Matthew Griego. IBF USBA flyweight title. The Duke City Civil War. Get your tickets at etix.com.